Hey guys, it's your M.K.S here, back here again with another video, obviously part 3 of my top football dreams and priorities and things like that. It took me a bit of a while because I'm hoping I don't stutter too much or forget what I was going to say or anything like that in this video or have any embarrassing moments, but I'll give it my best as ever. So yeah, I hope you checked out parts 1 and 2. If not, please check them out, and I appreciate any likes, shares, or sharing the video. I mean, obviously, or any support you can give my channel will be really appreciated to help me to grow my channel, and share the love and all that kind of thing. Yeah, so as ever, I'd love to hear what you think at the end of the video or whatever. If you want to leave any comments or anything like that, or even questions or anything you want to, well, comments, questions, queries, whatever, please don't hold back your feedback or your thoughts. And yeah, hope you're doing well wherever you are. And may God bless everyone who supports this channel. If you may, it'd be kind enough to do so. Anywho, here goes. So I'm going to crack on with the list. So number 21, just to recap some of the ideas or some of the dreams I have, or I've talked about. Like, I'd love Italian football to be the number one, Italy to be the number one footballing nation, both in terms of club team level and internationally. And I'd love my ideas to be a part of that. And I'd love to share my top secret ideas in Italy, like with my about football, and also with Celtic as well. And I'd love to connect Celtic and Italy together so that they can help each other to achieve goals. And I suppose my first 3 were my main goals, which are, or dreams, which are sort of to help Italy to become the number one footballing nation in terms of nationally, especially in terms of World Cups, but just generally like practice at least an hour a day and things like that. And as many hours as possible, like Italians to be encouraged to do so, especially younger people, and like older people to teach younger people, and all these sorts of ideas I got, which I hope to include in my notebooks, and things like that. Also, like Italian club teams to be the most successful, and the Italian league to be the most successful, and also helping like especially youth teams, but also grassroots and lower level teams as well, but also Serie A mainly. In terms of club teams, and also Celtic to be the most successful club team in Scottish history. So those are, I suppose, are the main dreams, and the rest of the stuff I talk about is like hopefully contributing at least a little bit to that, and also like having fun and doing stuff for charity as well. But yeah, so I dream to like go to Italy, especially, and discuss my ideas, and with Celtic as well at Celtic Park. And with like the Celtic board and people involved in Celtic, and also possibly some other countries as well, but especially those countries. And also like to discuss potential ideas with FIFA, like how to get more people into football and things like that. Number 22, on that note, again, in the future, I hope to go to these countries, and hopefully when travel resumes, or it's safe to travel, and to share those ideas, some online and some like in person as well. And maybe go to Italian schools and talk about my ideas about football, and also like with the government and football authorities or sports ministers, or the sports minister in Italy and things like that. And again, like possibly with Scottish MPs about how they can help Celtic to represent Scottish football as well, and that sort of thing. Number 23, I also, as I said before, like I dream to do a lot of football fundraising, do as much football fundraising games as possible in the future, obviously when it's safe to travel and things like that, and these things can hopefully be organised, and do things like fundraise for so many different causes. Obviously, if I talked about all those causes, the video would be so long, because I could think of another list of 30 different groups I'd love to support and different football matches I'd like to make. But obviously, to keep the video quite short, I might include those in a separate video in the future or whatever, or in the comment section, but or both. But yeah, so I'd love to do like things like fundraising for African tech in the future, and supporting Africans in like game making and technology, and also support people from Asia and other groups which I talked about before, and raising empowerment and awareness for dyslexics in those countries and nations and continents as well. But yeah, excuse me, as many fundraisers as possible, even like fundraising to help homeless people, build shelters, offer people training, and just help as many poor people as possible, and also healthcare, education, things like that. So I'd love to get involved in things like that with Celtic and the Rio Ferdinand Foundation and different charities like that. I hope we'll get involved in the future, and hope I can work with them and as I say, do as much fundraising as possible. Number 24, I love to create football tournaments and football leagues tournaments and cups and all that, tourneys as I call them, tournaments and things like that, such as if I can talk properly, sorry, a dyslexia moment there. The diplomacy cup, or diplomacy tournaments and things like that. So especially for Italy, as I say, most of my football ideas will hopefully benefit Italy in some way, generally speaking, as much as possible. Just like my ideas with technology would hopefully benefit people in Africa. But yeah, so like the Diplomacy Cup, finally got it right, would have like Italian teams competing with teams around the world, like to improve relations between Italy and the rest of the world through football, and like other countries helping Italy in practice in football to improve, excuse me, and that sort of thing. Number 25, I'd love to create other cups, tournaments and tourneys again, and leagues and things like, such as the Mediterranean Cup, Republic Cup, Tricolor Cup, and things like that. Yeah, and that sort of thing. And also tackling corruption, like FIFA, which are the governing body. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my speech today. The governing body of football, which is a sport I love the most by far, has been involved in corruption scandals, and also Italian football, which is the main football team I support, has been involved in football scandals. So I think it'd be interesting to have like anti-corruption things, anti-corruption associations, organisations in Italy which root corruption or cheating or things like that out of football, whether that's doping or match fixing or scandals or things like that. Like if teams in Italy hosted those sorts of things, so they can cut out that corruption, which I think would be quite ironic. Number 26, I'd love to have things like the Anti-Ibero Cup and things like that, and also because I'd love to have things like the Roman Empire Cup or things like that. Like Britain has the Commonwealth, like Italy could perhaps have its own version. But because I only support Italy for football, like Italy to tour countries that Italy colonized in the past, and help those through going to those countries. It would help their tourism, but at the same time it would help hopefully Italians to practice more, and it would be like mutually beneficial. So hopefully it would be a form of reparations, but Italy would still get to practice in football, but it would help those countries like Tunisia economically and that sort of thing. Number 27, I dream to have like a list of the top sponsors, supporters, contributors and heroes of Italian football and Celtic, those who have contributed the most, whether that's through funding or representing Italian football in some way. Maybe in the future I could even be one of them, you never know, I suppose. But yeah, I'd love to have things like the Italian Walk of Fame, and I know that I think there is already Italian Hall of Fame, but I think or something like that. But it could be like the Walk of Fame, like Hollywood has like the Walk of Fame, but Italian football could have that just for football, and like make Italian footballers into heroes and that sort of thing. And also like those who sponsor Italian football, or wealthy owners who buy Italian football clubs and invest a lot of money in building and bringing in the best players and that sort of thing, and also creating the best football stadiums for youth facilities to train the youth of the future. Number 28, hopefully I can help Italian football and Celtic to improve as much as possible, again, to help them train with each other, and also, as I said before, like do football for good, try and make the world a better place as much as possible. 29, I'd love to build bridges and connect different teams that I support to work together, like through the M.K.S. Cup and all that sort of thing. So like, or the Practice Cup, and I also hope to talk about on that note, little like football tournaments or leagues or things like that. I would love to create. And number 30, again, TBC, to be continued. So I might come up with more ideas in the future and make more videos about football. So, but I'd love to know what you think as ever, and hopefully this wasn't too cringeworthy. And if you made it this far, thanks so much for supporting my channel, and I'm out. Peace and love.